At the end of this video, you should be able to navigate and have a general idea of what you'll find in Business English for this semester. So when you log in, this is what you will see on the first page. And you can look at the left side and you will see that you'll be using some navigation throughout the course. But the best way to start, once you've read the first page, is to click the Start Here in the Course Welcome. The online student support page is also always there for you, so you can contact support if you're having any technical issues. So click Start Here, Course Welcome. And it's pretty easy to maneuver through the Start Here. Be sure to read all the information. It may look similar to other courses you have taken, but it is not the same, so you want to be sure that you read through everything. So there's a welcome there from me. And then course navigation. If you have not taken a course in Canvas before, then you definitely want to read this, and you may also want to go through some of the links and tutorials on navigating the course. But it generally explains what you find over here on the left-hand side for navigation, because that's where our navigation occurs. You could continue going through next, but of course you may only have 30 minutes to an hour at a time to study, so it may be that you have to leave off in a certain place and come back later to continue it. I would recommend that you write down where you left off. You may even want to use sticky notes on your computer. Very easy to use to keep yourself a note as to where you left off. If you've never used those, they are very handy. Okay, click on Home, and that will take you back to the page where you log in. Modules is a page that you may find that you frequent fairly often. In the Start Here module, you can see all the pages that you're going to. We were just on course navigation, so the next time you pick up, you might want to start on changing notifications. So you would click it and continue through the course. If you also have announcements, which you will have an announcement every Monday, so be sure that you read that announcement. It will sometimes, and most of the time, be a video announcement as well that will give you some tips on being successful that week. So do be sure you pay attention to the announcements every Monday, and sometimes more often, but usually during the week you may get emails, but most of the time Monday is your announcement day. Your assignments, so if you left off with an assignment and need to pick up later, you can click on assignments and go directly to a specific assignment. Discussions. You can go to your grade book. You can see who's in the class if you need to find a study partner or get some help outside of class and want to study with someone. That's a good idea. You don't want to do your work for each other, but you can get someone to study with you so that you can understand things better. Your syllabus that you may want to access ever so often. Your quizzes at the end of each chapter, you do have a quiz, and then you have 6 unit quizzes. If you need to meet with me because you're not understanding something and need some one-on-one help, or for any other reason, if you need to meet with me, you can request a conference through email, and this is where the conference would occur by clicking Conferences. Student help. This is where you can get help if you need help for technical reasons, etc. And then, of course, your Office 365. On your discussions, there was one thing I was going to mention. We do have a help forum. So if you have a question that is something that the whole class can benefit from, please use the help forum to ask that question. And sometimes if you've asked me a question that actually would benefit the whole class, I might answer it in the help form instead. So I would encourage you to use that help form so we can kind of like create an FAQ of frequently asked questions for our class. Your modules, we'll use the first module as an example. All of the modules kind of follow a similar pattern. You have an overview page, so start with it. You may find that some of the information on here will be on your unit quizzes. So be sure that you do read through the module page. Your course objectives are listed here, the chapter objectives that you'll cover in this module. Be sure that first you read the module. Second, watch any videos that you may have from the instructor. You may want to go to the study center. This is optional, but it can be helpful to go to the study center and do some practice quizzes and also flashcards, etc. Spot the blooper is an activity that is for grade, so it's a very quick exercise to see if you can find the error. It's just kind of something to engage you in what you're learning in this chapter. The reinforcement activities may take the longest. They are short, but there are a number of them. Some are graded and some are not graded, but this is where you do most of the majority of your learning after your reading. So you're practicing what you have read. These do reinforce your activities from the book. The majority, like I said, are graded, some aren't. Use the check my answer after each question in the reinforcement exercise. You can do that twice. So if you miss it the first time, you can read more information in the ebook. You can read the explanation it gives you in the feedback, and then you can respond again. And you can do that twice. Then submit your assignment when you finished all the questions. But that check my answer is meant to help you, and it is important for the reinforcement exercises. Real world editing is the next thing that you will be working on, and that's where you're practicing proofreading and editing material that covers the chapter that you're currently working on. And finally, every other week when you're not doing a unit quiz, you will be doing a journal that sometimes reflects on things that you want to reinforce in your learning. I'll ask you questions, and of course I'm also grading your writing there, whether or not you're using correct spelling, correct grammar as we've been learning it. So you want to pay close attention to that. When you click Next after the overview page, it starts the actual activities. In this first one, you're going to be registering your code. So I've given you a little information there on it. I've also included a video on what it'll look like as well. And then the next will take you to where your first assignment is, where you actually do register the code here. And this is to read chapter 1. So when I click on that as a student, it's going to ask me to register my code. You can always come back to the ebook by clicking on any of these chapters. And next, we'll take you to the Spot the Blooper, your first activity that I mentioned where you're finding the error, and it is graded, but it only takes a minute. And then this is your chapter 1 reinforcement where you will be using check your work or check my answer. And I have created a video for you so that you can see how that works. And then to get there, you would click on the load chapter 1. Again, there are a number of reinforcements, so you'll find that you have quite a few to do, but they're short. They shouldn't take too long. So when you click on here, you don't have to keep clicking and going next. If you're going to do a number of them at the same time, you can stay in there and do them. Once you've done those, they will transfer automatically to the gradebook, those that are counted for a grade. And then after the reinforcement activities, you'll do the real world editing exercise. This gives you an opportunity to find errors in writing. This is each worth 100%, and every unit or every chapter has one, and the category is weighted at 20% of your final grade, just so you know what that counts. And then here's your journal. I've asked you some questions. Don't forget to check the rubric at the bottom. And that ends the first module. Hope you find this video helpful, and this is the end of this video.